Unsyndicated presents Off the Air with Sean Baligian.
What is up? Glad you could join us here. It is a Tuesday night, a stormy Tuesday night all around Detroit. Be careful out there, everybody. Don't you love when like people do that, Blake? It always makes me laugh. It's like, no, what? It's storming out there. What? You don't need to tell me it's storming.
No way.
That's a lesson from Mike Wheeler, I might add. Shout out to Mike. Hi, Mike. Speaking of Mike, Blake from 760 WJR. The Mitch Album Show and Sports Rap. How you doing, buddy? You all right?
I'm good. I
didn't do the homework assignment you gave me last night. I'm just letting you know. I went to bed. I watched the hockey game.
Can I be frankly honest with you?
Neither did
So
you.
I watched it. It was such a blowout in the second half that I fell asleep on the couch. Got woken up at about 6 a.m. My wife pokes me. What are you doing out here?
Isn't that always the funniest, dude? Isn't that always the funniest? Like, when you do that routine, it like especially so when I was doing the midday show at the Fan, I did the middays for like 7 years. I would stay up and watch the late night games, till like 1 o'clock. I can't tell you how many times I just fell asleep on the couch, and then you wake up and you're like, oh crap, I got to start getting ready to go to work. So. Dude, I'm with you. I know that routine all too well.
And I woke up early to go to the gym. And when she woke me up, I was like, well, I'm just going to stay here. I'm not migrating to the bed for like another hour. There's no point. So I just stayed on the couch, rolled over. I said, leave me here. Leave me here to rest.
Dude, listen, sometimes it's where you're comfortable, man. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but when you sleep on the couch, your neck gets all out of whack, all that kind of stuff. That's the part I don't like.
Eric said JV losing to the Yanks. Eric, I didn't know you were a Yankee fan. Nick said fell asleep after the second period. I've been better now that I don't have to get up at the butt crack early in the morning. I've been better about it. Nick said the playoffs aren't the same without Toronto. I agree with you. Sorry. Listen, I love the playoffs. I think the Stanley Cup playoffs are the greatest thing on earth. I do. There's nothing that gets me going more than that. Okay. Even college football. But with that being said, yes, it loses a little luster when your team's not in it or, well, Maple Leaf isn't in it. It really does.
What do you want? Toronto to just keep moving on and losing every round? Wouldn't that be great?
No, because like last year when they actually won a round, it was okay because it was cute, it was funny, and then you could say, well, I don't know if you know this, Toronto, but you have to win like 2 more rounds just to get to the Stanley Cup Finals. And then you have to win 3 more rounds to win the Stanley Cup. So it was okay to see them win one series, but after that, no, I don't want to see them win any more series.
Were you surprised with how well Boston played last night?
I was going to bring that up to you. Honest to goodness, and I want to get some thoughts on the draft lottery as well, because it's just I have a revolutionary idea that nobody's ever thought of that I want to suggest to
you're going to change the game tonight,
big time.
Wow!
I mean, I am really this is cutting edge. This is what we call in the business a tease. Coming up at about 8:06, I'll tell you how we'll change drafts forever.
Bow, 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 bow.
I want to ask you guys out there, if you're watching live right now, or if you see this later, you can chime in. And a lot of times we see the comments after the fact. Blake, honest to goodness, I was going to ask you the same question. You beat me to it. Are we all collectively sleeping on the Boston Bruins? I think that's a question that we have to ask ourselves right now, especially after if Swayman plays that way. If Swayman plays that way, look out. They're going to be tough for anybody to beat. They're going to be tough for
That's
anybody to beat. And
that's
I have to
exactly
separate my
what I was gonna
disdain
say.
for I have to separate my disdain for the Boston Bruins. I hate the Boston Bruins, okay? I hate them. Can't stand them. And you got the loudmouth fans and I mean all that stuff. But I respect the job that they've done. I mean, to keep that going the way that they have, yes, I get it. They only have one cup out of this incredible run that they've had for over a decade. But um, every time it seems like somebody is ready to kind of put them away, they say not so fast, and so I in that regard you have to give them respect. But dude, Swayman plays like that, they are going to be tough for anybody to beat. Period. End of story. They are going to be tough for anybody to beat. I like their team. I like the. You have to give Sweeney credit. I think a couple different times he knew we can change on the fly and we can keep this thing going. Now, eventually, the bill comes in. I think the Detroit Red Wings found that out. You can only keep changing on the fly for so long before the bill comes in, and then the next thing you have the second longest streak without making the playoffs. Only the Sabres have more years between playoff appearances. But right now, I give them all the credit in the world. I do. I give the Bruins all the credit in the world for this. Oh my gosh, Zach Tardich. There's a blast from the past. What's up, Sean? F the Bruins, but Swayman can carry this team. Absolutely. 1,000%. If he plays the way he did last night, look out. Everybody. I'm not just talking Florida, who was like the prohibitive favorite in this series. I'm talking everybody. Like, look out.
Hot goaltending can carry a team in the NHL playoffs 100%. I mean, we've seen it in the past. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and if Bob plays that bad too.
I'm glad that you brought that up because you know what I think people forget? Look at my hockey insider Blake over here.
That's what I'm talking about. You've taught me the way.
I think people forget that Bob is Bob. Okay? And you know what that means? Sometimes you're going to get good Bob, okay? Like good Bob showed up last year and stuck around for a while and they went all the way to the Stanley Cup final. And sometimes you're going to get bad Bob. And when he's bad Bob, he's bad Bob. I mean, that's kind of been the MO for his career for a long time now. So as much grit and as much sandpaper as that team has, and Mike and I have been talking them up for months. It was like everybody forgot about them in January and February, when we first started doing the hockey shows and everything. Boy, I'll tell you what, if your goaltender is letting in that one soft serve a game, do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember the year that Cujo was in net for the Red Wings? He wasn't bad that playoff, okay? He wasn't bad. Like if you look at his numbers, they're not bad numbers. But sometimes numbers don't tell the story. It was giving up that goal. And we were calling them soft serve goals. Well, the good news is he's only given up a couple goals a game. The bad news is one of them is that should have never went in. You know what I mean? And so it's something that haunts a team. I don't care what anybody says. And quite frankly, you don't play with the confidence in front of that guy as well, because in the back of your head, whether guys want to admit it or not, you're going, oh crap. Is somebody going to blast a tough angle shot from 45 feet and beat the guy between the wickets? You know what I mean? Ben said, I think it's a combination of things. Boston is good, but that was an off night for Florida. I think the rest got them a little bit. Florida had good chances. Swayman was incredible. When your third line is getting breakaways, that's a tall tale sign. I'm telling you right now, Ben, to your point, Swayman plays like that. They got a chance against anybody. Really. I mean, what was it, 38 of 39, I think, off the top of my head? And
That's
it wasn't your
exactly what it
garden
was.
variety stops either. So, it'll be interesting. I still think Carolina's going to beat Rangers. What's the score right now? Is it still 2-1, Blake? It was 2-1 when we went
It
on.
is
Can you check
2-1,
me?
yeah. It's still it's intermission right now.
I think I told you I had this conversation with Aaron Ward. Aaron was all about the Rangers, and I don't like them. I'll be honest with you. I don't like them. I think there are a couple K9s on the team. Remember we were talking about K9s yesterday? I think there's a couple K9s on the team. And I think K9s this time of year just hurt you. There's no other way to say that. All right. So can I tell you about my revolutionary idea? for
Yeah, you're 4
drafts.
minutes late. I've been waiting with bated breath for this.
That was a bad tease. Sorry. I got to work on that. This is going to sound crazy, but are you ready?
Mhm.
And nobody's thought of this, okay? You're going to hear this for the first time ever right here. Are you ready? I got a crazy idea, Blake, but I want you to hear me out.
Okay.
How about this? Hi, Lauren Baligian. You set the draft by the order in which teams finish.
It'll never work.
Has anybody thought of that? Has anybody thought of that?
There's one league that
I
does
told you
it.
that was revolutionary. I told you. No, but who thought of something as crazy as that?
But do you disagree with?
Stop the draft lottery. Stop it. Stop it.
But it's to prevent tanking.
You can't believe that, right? You're being sarcastic right now, right? You are.
No,
You are. You're being
yeah,
sarcastic,
yeah.
right?
Especially in the NHL, I don't think that teams tank. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do.
Do you think it's the least likely of the leagues to have teams tank?
Define tank. Can we define tank first?
Yeah, the process.
I think there are teams that know that they don't have a chance, and it would be in their best interest to not win a lot of hockey games, and maybe they sit a guy out when he maybe shouldn't sit out. Brett said Toronto tanks in the playoffs. Well, there's that. But Blake, at the end of the day, do you really think that? Oh man, well, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should go really, really hard because then we can take our chances with ping pong balls. I mean, there are teams that play out the string every year, knowing full well that they're going to get a high draft pick. That's just the way it is. I don't think for a second, honestly, that it stops one team from saying, "Hey, Lauren Baligian, our number one center, you're 19 years old. You look a little tired. You played a junior season last year. You only had 68 games last year. We're going to shut you down because your knee's bothering you." No, coach, really, I'm good to go. No, your knee's bothering you. Coach, it's not that bad. Your knee's bothering you. And they shut people down like that, right? I mean, that's what happens. And
How's
it's
How's Lauren's game, by the way? Like she
for me, if I had one complaint at Lauren's game is right now she's playing about 185-foot game. I need that other 15 feet in the defensive zone. She doesn't like to get down there, and she doesn't like to get her nose dirty and everything. She wants to skate like Guy Lafleur, have the blonde locks flying out behind, Le Dimon Blonde. And no, I need you back there doing some work, young lady. You hearing me?
Yeah.
As Nick was saying, we were screaming "lose for Hughes" for the Wings to tank. It's not a secret. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not.
Okay, I've been
You're
proven
never
wrong.
ever going to hear anybody admit it, ever.
No.
But if you follow certain teams close enough, and especially you look at their lineup, how can I do this without calling out certain teams? Okay, if late in the season, there is a 19, 20-year-old kid that you have kind of waiting in the wings. If these games mean something, do you want to throw the 19, 20-year-old kid in there in game 79, game 80, game 81, 82? You're jockeying for playoff position. You want to get the number one seed. You want to get home ice. There's not a snowball's chance in hell you're putting one of those kids out there, right? Fair?
Yeah.
Yearly in the National Hockey League, I'm calling out a team right now if you paid attention to the last couple games of the year. Well, we're going to bring this kid up and we're going to give him a couple games just to see what he's got. You're not going to do that under normal circumstances. And then you're going to play him a lot of minutes. Now, don't get me wrong. It helps the kid and it gives him the welcome to the NHL moment. But Lane Hudson, Logan Mailou. But at the end of the day, really, are you putting your best roster out there? As good as those kids are, as good as those kids will be, in particular Hudson, are you really putting your best roster out there? And I always flip the script because I say, if you're in a battle, Rangers, Carolina, one team gets home ice advantage throughout. You want to win the game, right? Are you going to put a 19, 20-year-old defenseman out there who just jumped over from college hockey? It's not going to happen. No. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
do you like the draft lottery? Does it do anything for you in sports?
No. No, it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do anything for me.
No, because like you said, it doesn't really prevent what they're trying to prevent. So
I had a couple buddies hit me up like tonight, and you know both of them. You met both of them, Mike and Hubie, and they were texting me and they were going, "So, dude, are you going to watch the draft lottery? Why would I do that? Like seriously, I was like, oh, is it over? Oh yeah, the Habs are picking 5. Okay, cool. Go take Cole Eiserman from USN TDP and we'll be cool. All right, sounds great. Take care. Move on. You know, I mean, that's what it looks. I don't know, Blake, and I think you agree with me on this. I don't care if you're the biggest college football fan in the world. I don't care if you're the biggest hockey fan in the world. I don't care if you're the biggest baseball fan in the world, basketball fan in the world. The NFL is king. Can we all admit that? The NFL is absolutely positively king. If the king doesn't have to do a draft lottery, then why the hell should you do a draft lottery? Right?
yeah.
For what? I'm sorry. It just doesn't do anything.
Speaking of, did you see
Nice segue.
next
what?
week, next Wednesday, we have a schedule release coming next Wednesday per Adam Schefter. So you know that is some pretty concrete news. Next Wednesday, May 15th.
I think so. Next Wednesday, we're probably going to have a What the Puck watch party, right? Because that's kind of like what we do now. We're all just sitting around watching hockey anyway. Tomorrow, the funny thing is, Blake, I think we're all going to be in different houses. I haven't decided yet. Maybe Mike comes over and watches with me, but we might be in different houses and just have it on StreamYard and just a bunch of idiots watching like after the second period, as a matter of fact. That was your idea. Blake's so smart. You see, he's just
I told Sean for the people, why would we have the stream going during the first period? We want some drama. We want some depth behind this. Let's get it in the third period.
You know what I liked last week? I liked when we had the chats. I thought the chats were cool when we just started throwing different things out there. You know, who's the best team you ever saw? You know, who was that forward? So we're gonna do dumb stuff like that. But yes, certainly want to make the game a focal point. But no, I'm with you, Blake. When the schedule comes out, I think we're gonna have an impromptu schedule release / Stanley Cup playoff viewing party that night. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I mean, what else are we doing? To me, that's the coolest thing about doing this dumb venture. Losers like you and I are sitting at home doing this crap anyway. More often than not, we're just texting each other, especially during college football season.
That's true.
We're just texting each other. I got to give Lomas credit. When Lomas said Blake from State Farm, that was, you know, those Jake from State Farm commercials? Like Blake and I would be texting each other at like 1 o'clock in the morning. And the wives are probably sitting there going, who are you texting at 1 o'clock in the morning? It's just Blake. Blake? We're watching Pac-10 football. Like, who is this? Blake from State Farm? So, yeah, that was basically, yes, that's what happened.
And now it's going to be Big Ten After Dark. It's not Pac-12 After Dark. It's Big Ten After Dark.
Big Ten After Dark. I know.
Big Ten Blake all in.
Dude, how weird is that going to be, though? That like, seriously, 10:30 at night, we're going to be able to flip on the television and watch some stupid Big Ten game at 10:30 at night.
It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait.
It really is. I don't care what anybody says. I think it's awesome.
We will have Big Ten games from noon until midnight.
Yep.
Literally every week.
Jason brought up something. Hasman going to become Cole's man. Cole Caulfield, Cole Iserman, Cole Sprouse, Cole Hauser, Cole Slaw. There could be one more Cole, too. How about Lane Hudson's little brother, Cole Hudson? Could you imagine taking him later in the first round? The Habs go with 2 Coles?
Does the Habs man like to use Cole's cash?
What is Cole's cash?
Are you serious?
Is that like a hip term I should know?
No, it's not hip at all. You know, like the department store Kohl's?
Oh, I'm dumb.
Well, yeah, I already
Well,
knew
shopping
that.
is one of my favorite things. I think both
Yeah.
my daughter and my wife are sitting over there going, now, when you want to talk about shoppers, only thing I shop for is groceries, mister.
Yeah, barbecue.
My wardrobe can tell you that. Nick said, I'm going to love it. The travel for some of these teams, though. No, but Nick, honestly, like really and truly, think about it like this. How many years, Blake, you and I were joking about this a couple months ago. I forget which context. Like for losers like us, like the noon game is always like some useless ACC game, right? Especially since the old man went back to North Carolina. Doesn't it seem like North Carolina's on at noon every gosh damn Saturday?
North Carolina
North
is playing
Carolina.
Virginia.
Exactly, right?
Yes.
And then, you're going, all right, I don't want to watch North Carolina for the 17th week in a row. So you turn on the Big Ten Network. And the Big Ten Network is, hey, we got a dandy here today as Northwestern visits Kinnick Stadium and Iowa's offense. And I'm sitting there going like this 10 minutes into the game and everything.
Beth Mowins is just putting you to sleep.
Right. Now we could get that game at night. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I love it. I'm serious.
Or the other option is get yelled at by Gus Johnson at noon.
You and I have talked about that, right? We have, right?
Yeah. We're very much on the same page. But here's the thing about that. We're getting nerdy, and I love it. Here's the thing about that. I like Joel Klatt. I think Joel Klatt's very good. He's very biased.
Of course you do.
He's very biased. I'm very self-aware about that. But I think he's good at what he does. He's no Herb Street. I think there's Herb Street, and then there's everyone else.
Herbie's the best.
But I think Klatt's good, and he's good in that role. I don't need Gus Johnson yelling at me at noon on a Saturday. I don't.
Ben, there's another Clemson and Syracuse. There's another one, right? Do you know how many times like Dino Babers, they tried to cram Babers ball down our throat for about 5 years?
Yeah.
Knock it off. It's bad. He's going to get fired. And eventually it happened, right?
Mm-hmm. You know what? You just segued. You know what? Why don't you tell the people about one of our wonderful sponsors? And then I have a question for you about college football.
All right. Can I tell you about our friend Lindsay Broadwell? When it is time to sell your house, whether you're buying, you're selling, both, you need to contact the right agent. You want to see who it is? There she is, Lindsay Broadwell. Your house is probably the biggest investment you'll ever make, and that's why you need a pro. Lindsay grew up on the mean streets of Northville and has expanded her team all over Southeast Michigan. She's an expert in all facets of the business. And when it's time to move, our friend Lindsay and her team will make sure you get the most out of your house and everything goes smoothly when finding your new home. Buyer, seller, first-time buyer, doesn't matter. Lindsay's got your back. Make sure you contact her at lindsay@broadwellhomes.com. She will help you with everything from start to close. Licensed realtor at Real Broker LLC. Start your search today at broadwellhomes.com. Nick said, I like Saturdays where I can park myself on the couch at noon and wrap it up at 2 a.m. with a Hawaii game. Matt said, Michigan's offense kind of looked like Iowa's after they stopped cheating. You're going to hear those chirps whether you like it or not. They're going to keep coming. Can I tell you, though, and I know I've told you this, I'm going to tell everybody else this. I am really looking forward to this fall. I love doing the GLIAC games, right? I do. I love doing the GLIAC games. But I'm not doing all the road games this year for Wayne State. Our mutual friend Brady Beeden is going to be doing most of the road games. I'm just going to do the home games and a couple road games. I can't wait to head up to Michigan State on a Saturday afternoon and go be that annoying father at a tailgate that's, dressed head to toe in Michigan State gear, looking at all these 18, 19-year-old kids going, "Go green. Hey, kids, who's going to win the big game today?" My daughter's going to ban me from that campus. I don't want you here, Dad.
Yeah.
Like, you're annoying. Stop it. Hey, kids, do you know that I'm a Heisman Trophy voter? The hell out of here, old man. Those kids don't care.
It's going to be great.
Jeez. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
this week, Kirby Smart signed a new contract,
Mm-hmm.
making him the highest paid coach in college football, $13 million annually.
Mm-hmm.
With the future of college football in flux, with players possibly becoming paid by the schools, not just NIL, is this the last mega contract we are going to see in college football?
No.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Why?
I think if you get a guy, and we'll get to a guy that doesn't get it in a second, but if you have a guy who gets it, who embraces everything about the particular school, and a guy who wins, they're going to want to lock that person up and hold on to him more tightly than ever now. I really do. I honestly believe that. I mean, it's an arms race right now. It is. It's a free for all. Here's the problem. Here's the problem.
It's 2-2, by the way.
Thank you. Here's the problem right now, Blake. You've got a situation. You've got a situation where, honestly, Pandora's box is open and there's no shutting it again. Okay. And there are more positive than not things. Okay. There are. All right. But there are some negatives out there as well. I mean, let's be honest. If we're being honest about this, especially the kid that's looking for a payday that says, okay, well, if you pay me to go here in 2023, well, then I'm going to open up the bidding again in 2024, and then I can get another bag. And then if I don't like it here, I can open up the bidding again and get another bag in 2025. I mean, there are situations like that. Okay. So in my mind, and I don't know if I'm right, but this is my guess. In my mind, if you've got that guy, like a Kirby Smart, I think you're going to say, what do we need to do to hold on to this guy? Because he gets it. He gets us. He wins. We are going to hold on so tightly to that guy. So in my mind, I don't think so. I don't. I mean, even heck, there are so many cautionary tales out there, right? I mean, Jimbo Fisher, for goodness sake. I mean, look at how much money had to be eaten. It's unflippin' believable. But no, I don't think so. Do you?
I think that they won't be as regular. I think that like top 5 to 10% will be very well paid, but I think that the like mid-level jobs will see those numbers actually start to go down. That's what I think.
Okay.
Because those jobs aren't as secure, and obviously that's why they're mid-level jobs. So those guys will start getting paid less because those schools would rather pay for talent than a coach that they're not sure about.
I think what we are going to find out, though, is what so many people have said is how much money these athletic departments are raking in. It's amazing how they keep finding money, isn't it? It's amazing how that works out, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Matt,
sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's not going to be if players are on salary at this point. It's when. And I think it'll be within the next 5 years.
I agree with you. Well, I agree with you. It's coming. Sean breaking down the benefits of cover 3 for 19-year-old girls. Nick and Jason both said 2-2. Thank you. They need to get rid of the second transfer portal window for starters. Kirby is worth 10 times what they are paying him. I'm not going to argue with either one of those.
They will never get rid of the second transfer window. If anything, it will just expand.
I agree with you. Because they should. I think you're both right. They should. Matt's right. Would you agree with that?
Unless you can collectively bargain it, they will get slapped with so many lawsuits for antitrust
Never going to
so
happen.
quickly. It'll never
He's not
happen.
wrong though. He's not
No,
wrong though, and you're not wrong. I don't think
no,
they're not going to get rid of it. No, I mean
no,
this is Pandora's box is open.
100%.
It's yep. That this is the way things are now. I mean
They're talking
it
about
really is.
they're talking about expanding the bowl system to 50 bowls,
Okay.
another 8 bowls.
Okay.
And you and I both we love college football. We love our bowl games, everything. I don't think we need more bowl games by any means.
I'm not going to complain. I've told you this. I always laugh when I hear people say there are too many bowl games because I'm just going to use me for an example. By the time mid-December rolls around, I already start to get those awful thoughts in my head that college football is coming to an end, and I already start to get like a quasi depressed over it. And when I hear people say there are too many, bowl games, Blake, to me, my response is, well, what's the matter? Don't you like college football? If I have a chance to watch a game, I don't care if it's Duke's Mayo Bowl. I don't care if it's the Motor City Bowl. I want to watch a game. Like
No, I don't.
honestly.
Hey, you know me. I bet on
I
every
know.
single one of them.
Now let me say this. I am a firm believer that you should not reward mediocrity. I am. I'm a firm believer. I mean, 7-5 is bad enough, okay? But the
Mhm.
teams that get in at 6-6, I do have a problem with that. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. I do have a problem with that.
I don't
So
disagree, but
yeah, what
you and I will watch them all. Don't get me wrong. You could have 100 bowls. I'm watching every single one of them. But
absolutely.
it's also at some point you are like oversaturating, and especially now with the expanded playoff, like we're gonna have playoff games in mid-December. The bowl season's like already wrecked because of that. So,
Yeah.
but
Well,
there was another college football thing that we wanted to talk about tonight that
all
I'm
right.
very excited to talk with you about.
Can we do that in just a second?
Yeah, I would love to. But first, I want
I'd
to
like
hear from one of our friends.
yeah, I'd like to tell you about our friends with Legacy. I was just talking to my good buddy Alex today, as a matter of fact, and we are going to talk my own family about some of the things that legacy partners can do for us, like they've done for so many of you. What are you waiting for? Thousands of Metro Detroiters have already called Legacy Partners to get help with their home and auto insurance. Our friends at Legacy Partners are one of Southeast Michigan's top independent insurance agents, and they provide a full service, one stop solution for all of your insurance needs, personal, business, large, and small. They have helped our listeners by fixing mistakes other agents have made, asking the right questions to get the right coverage put in place to properly protect you. Did I mention save you some money as well? Chances are, if you haven't checked your policies in the last year, you're probably paying too much and you could be underinsured. What are you waiting for? You got nothing to lose. Get your quote. This is what these guys do, and they do it well. Do me a favor and call them. But most importantly, you'll be doing yourself a favor because Legacy Partners can help you with your home, your cars, life insurance, Medicare enrollment, business insurance needs. They got your back. So give them a call today at 586 209 4106. That's 586 209 4106. Or visit legacypartnersins.com to get started with your new quotes. Good stuff. Matt said, how did college athletics end up with a model where compensation isn't tied to performance? AJ got paid to play basketball and he showed up 50% of the games. Here we are. Do you know
The
how many
same thing in
times
the
have you seen it
NBA.
though? No, I mean seriously, how many times have you seen it when it starts to swing one way, it goes too far one way. It had been that far for one way for so long, but when it swings back, it seems to go too far the other way. And that's where we're at. Listen, we're not that far removed from me like openly mocking the NCAA for having the audacity to stand in front of people and talk about the student athlete. Like, stop it. Knock it off.
Yep.
Jeez, oh Pete. All right, what did you want to ask me? You had a college football quandary.
So there are 4 teams in college football this season that did not take one transfer in the transfer portal.
I think I know.
Army,
I think I know the answer to this one.
Army,
All right.
Navy, Air Force, and Clemson. What is Dabo Sweeney doing
I don't
exactly?
know.
And we've talked about this. You can agree, disagree with the transfer portal. You can like it, hate it, whatever. That's fine. You can have your opinion. If you hate it that much, you're wrong, but that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But no matter what, you have to develop, and it's the times. Like everyone else is doing it. And you can use it to an advantage. Yeah, your team has completely used the transfer portal, built
And a
through the
certain
transfer
basketball
portal.
coach hasn't.
Yep.
I'm sorry, it doesn't make sense. It whether I agree with what you just said there. Whether you like it or not is inconsequential.
Mm-hmm.
It means nothing. Okay? This is the way it is now. And this is the old adage. I adamantly disagree with the term you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I adamantly disagree with that term. Okay? You can't teach an old dog new tricks if he doesn't want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Okay? But are you going to tell me a guy like Nick Saban? Look at Nick Saban over the course of his illustrious career. Are you going to tell me that he didn't change on the fly multiple times? Like, come on. This is what you have to do if you want to be relevant, if you want to be the best. Absolutely positively, this is what you have to do. And I don't is Swinney trying to be a martyr? Blake, help me understand it. I don't get it.
He's publicly said he does not want to participate in the portal. He believes in their program and the type of player that they bring in from high school recruiting, and he wants to stick with that. Mind you,
Boy,
they've had plenty of players transfer out, so they have open roster spots. He
boy,
refuses to use it and build his team. And there's
I don't
different ways to do it. Like Michigan isn't a team that takes in a bunch of guys in the transfer portal. They select a few. Georgia and Alabama are the same way. I don't know if you know this. There's a guy
yeah,
that plays running back for the Detroit Lions, Jahmyr Gibbs. He played his last season at Alabama after 2 seasons at Georgia Tech. He was acquired through the transfer portal.
100%.
Nick Saban saw a need on his team. I need a running back. I need a stud. I'm going to go get this guy. You can pick your spots and make your team better. You don't have to completely do the Dion thing and rebuild your entire team through the portal. But if you're Clemson and you say, oh, you know what we could really use is a good slot receiver like a Hunter Renfro. That's something that's been missing from our offense for the last few years. You can go get that guy in the portal. And it
100%.
instantly makes your team better. But he refuses.
Izzo won't pay a player more than an assistant coach. So Michigan State basketball is done. Meanwhile, IU just bought the best center in the portal for an MIL. And listen. If you don't change with the times, you're going to fall behind, man. It just
Mhm.
is. That's the way it is. I hope like open up your eyes. That's the way it is right now. By the way, Florida State Georgia Tech on August 24th makes me very, very, very happy. Makes me very, very happy. You know what else I was looking at, Blake? Because you and I do this all the time. We're just having a conversation. You know, the other 650 you here right now, you don't matter. I love the
Our viewers and listeners very much matter. I disagree with
right
that.
now. No, right now you don't matter. This is
Okay.
just a conversation. If you guys want to participate in the conversation, you can. Um, I am a huge advocate of that Sunday when the NFL isn't on September 1st, just loading up that whole day with college football. I don't know why college football doesn't do it. Like I'm talking noon game, 3:30 game, 7:30 game. Like just do it all day. But LSU, USC that day, and then Boston College, Florida State, the Labor Day game. Love it. Love it. Love it.
It moved.
JJ said,
It just
Sean,
moved.
Sean, if we were smart, we would start leagues like the OHI in basketball and football. Absolutely. OHL in basketball and football. Absolutely. My gosh. You kidding me? Ben said, it's okay. I never matter.
Ben, you matter to me.
Don't you dare talk that way around here, young man. I think you do. You're the voice of the Rockers, man. Matt said OSU is trying to buy a title this year. I knew that was going to happen.
That cute little program. Oh, yeah. Cute. Well, maybe if they had a decent head coach, they'd win a title. They can buy all the talent they want. Your coach was born on third base. What a joke.
Oh, I knew that was coming. Here's a problem. Everybody has to shut up right now, right? The Bens and the Blakes of the world, they have bragging rights right now, man. That's the way it is. You just got to shut your mouth.
You can buy all they want.
Yeah, you got to shut your mouth about that right now. But no, you know what? It is. I hear people say all the time, college sports aren't the same anymore. It hasn't been the same for 30 years. It seems like, it's nothing's changed more in my mind in the last 30 years than that,
No,
I mean, period. End of story, So if you don't want it to be the same, then I guess it won't be the same. But to a guy like me, man, I'm gonna love going to campus on a Saturday morning. I've said this more times than you could shake a stick at. You know me, I'm a hockey guy, okay? But there's a feeling that you get when you're on campus on a Saturday morning that you don't get anywhere else. You just, I'm serious. There is. I wish I could explain it. I've always felt that way. Just if you're broadcasting a game, if you're up in East Lansing tailgating, if you're over in Ann Arbor, if you're going to Notre Dame, there's just a feeling when you're on campus that you can't put your finger on that. And
Yep.
I'll say it till my dying breath. I am a hockey fan first. I love it. It's the best. I've always felt that way. I'll always feel that way. But there's just something different about being on campus on a Saturday. There really is. And I don't quite know how to put my finger on it. It just is. Nick said Michigan State on a fall Saturday tailgating, etc. Heaven. I agree with you. I don't like it so much early in the year when it's 2,000 degrees. Like they haven't moved that Saturday game yet, Michigan State's first game, to a Friday, but chances are they're going to move it to Friday. I think you know how that goes. But sometimes, you get out there at 4:00 in the afternoon and it's late August and like Blake, it's like 88 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not feeling it. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm waiting for the sun to drop and then we'll go in the stadium. But boy, Nick, late September, early October, you put that Michigan State dad sweatshirt on. Are you kidding me? Oh, can't put a price tag on it. Cannot put a price tag on it.
I got 3 TVs just rolling, watching every second of every game I possibly can. I love it.
I love, and this is where our buddy Jeff Husak, I think I told you, when I would get back from like broadcasting a game or whatever, and I'd come home and I'd be sitting in my office at the old house, and I knew who it was. I'd come on in. And it was funny because like my wife and kids would go, was somebody banging on the window like at 11 o'clock last night? Yeah, it's just Jeff. He knew I was up, so he wanted to come over and watch the Pac-10 game with me. Like, are you
Well,
kidding me? It's a
speaking of
beautiful
Jeff,
thing. Yeah.
speaking of Jeff, why don't we speak a little bit more on Jeff? How about that? What do you think about that?
Can I tell you what a segue master you are? You are really unbelievable. Speak of the
Well, I'm
devil.
here
There
for
he
it.
is. The Handsome brothers right there. Mike on the left, Jeff on the right. And if you're ready to take charge of your financial future, look no further than the fellas at the Wealth Advantage Group, located in historic downtown Northville and owned by those two, the Hanson brothers, with over 20 years of industry experience. They understand that your financial goals are as unique as you are. That's why they offer personalized expert guidance to help you navigate the complexities of financial planning. Now, whether you're saving for retirement, getting ready to sell your company, already in retirement, they can help guide you through every step of your financial journey. They work with clients throughout all stages of life and have clients in over 20 different states. The investment world is a complex one. So if you're ready to start taking your finances just a bit more seriously, I think it's time to work with the experts. Reach out to my friends. I'm one of their clients, the Wealth Advantage Group at 248 773 8574, or view their website at www.thewealthadv.com. You will be glad that you did, as we are glad that we did. Matt said, preach, Sean. I don't care if I can't tell you who's on the two deep anymore. There is nothing like a game day on campus. By far, the thing I miss most from my MSU days. And it's funny, Matt and Blake, I'm not go to the game guy too much anymore. I openly admit it. I'm just not go to the game guy too much anymore, right?
Mhm.
I do like to go to hockey games, and especially like you guys know me, and JJ Bamberger was just in there. I go to 3-4 high school hockey games a week. I love it. I'm going to drive over to Livonia. Oh, I'm going to drive over to Novi. Oh, I'm going to drive over to Brighton. That's a different thing. I'm talking the big, stadium, the crowd. There's just too much of it. But I don't know. I kind of make an exception on a college football Saturday. There's something just cool about that. As long as I can get back home to do exactly what you were talking about, Blake, and that's, you know, hunker down and watch back-to-back games. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If I can catch the 3:30 game, the 7:30 game, and then maybe even get the trifecta, are you kidding me? That's a fantastic weekend. It's a glorious weekend. All
Yep.
right, anything else we have to do before I get out of here?
The Tigers won, I think. So I just wanted you to know that.
Oh, did they really?
I believe so. It was
Is it a fine? It was 8-7 when we started. They were
I
up 8-7.
believe that was the final.
No kidding. Good
Yes.
for them.
Oh wait,
What a,
no, it's the middle of the ninth, and they're up 11-7.
oh, wow.
There you go.
Brett said, I do want to catch a Michigan hockey game next year. It is a great venue. Yost is a fantastic venue. It really is. It's just a historic venue. And, I think I told the story when we had Red Berenson on. When I was a kid, you couldn't get tickets to Munn. Michigan State was the hot team, and you couldn't get tickets to Munn. And, this is when Red first took over at Yost, and there weren't a lot of people going. I went there and had a blast. And you guys know who I root for, okay? I went there and had a blast. It's a great, venerable building. I mean, it's just a fantastic place to see a hockey game, as is Munn. Obviously, I'm biased. I like Munn a little bit more and had an opportunity to call some games up there. So I like Munn a little bit more. Nick said, I'm really missing the Tigers on Xfinity, even if just in the background. This could go on forever.
Please don't get me started on that again.
Go ahead. I
It's
don't
a
have
joke.
any problem.
It's an absolute joke. And their app sucks. That's pretty much it.
Ben said Yost during the CCHA days was incredible. Funnest 2.5 hours you could have on campus in the winter. No argument. It's a great get the band going. I don't care who you root for. I always say this, Blake. You and I have had this I know what people think about Notre Dame. I don't give a crap what you think about Notre Dame. If you call yourself a college football fan, you have to go to Notre Dame Stadium. Period. It's unlike anything else. And I've had the opportunity to go to a bunch of different places. It's just, there's something different. Matt, you just said something. And Blake, I don't know if you're at that age yet. Matt, I almost want to call my two oldest friends because this is a conversation we've had for 5 years, probably longer than that. Matt said, the older I get, the more I hate summer. It's just in the way of college football. Do you remember when you were a kid, Blake? It was all about summer. There was the countdown to summer vacation, and
I hate
summer seemed
summer.
like it. I hate it with a
It's the
passion.
worst.
It
It's
is
the
by
worst.
far. No, check that. Not by far.
No,
It is the worst. It
it's
is
the
the
worst.
worst season for me. I don't want to say by far because by the time February rolls around, I'm pretty done with winter. I got to be honest with you. By the
Nope.
time mid-February rolls around, I'm pretty done with winter.
I'll
I
take
just
February over the summer any day. Literally.
just get me to that magical day where two of the most wonderful things in my life converge. My cider mill opens and college football starts. It's one
Yeah.
of the greatest days on the calendar every year. Say something so I can blow my nose, okay?
I was gonna also bring up you know who came back to practice this week?
Who?
Speaking of, I'm wearing this hat. He happened to play college football there. I got excited because I saw a video. Joe Burrow's back. He had his little surgery, but he's back
Now,
now.
when you say you got excited, how excited did you get?
Oh, very excited. I get so excited watching that man play football.
3-2 Canes. All right, I'm gonna go watch the rest of this. So listen, we will be back. I know we're gonna have a viewing party tomorrow night. I think
During
we're
the
all
third
gonna be sitting.
period.
Yeah, I think we're all gonna be sitting in our respective houses. Okay, like seriously, instead of like everybody just barbecuing and all that stuff. You do what you want. You guys are watching the games too, so you're more than welcome to join us. We'll obviously talk about the action that's going on. What was cool about last week is we threw a bunch of questions out there. You guys threw some questions as well. So you know me, that's like in my wheelhouse. I love that geeky stuff,
Mhm.
Thursday, Shep and I have Art Regner on as we continue our look back at WDFN. 30 years. It's incredible. And then Blake, you and I will probably get together sometime over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
I'm guessing. Okay.
Not
Cool.
Saturday, but yeah. No, I have to work, so trust me, I'm
Yeah.
not happy about it.
Well,
at
I'm
all.
just listen, I'm warning you right now. There are going to be a couple people coming over my house on Friday that might just get their butts whooped, and that's all I'm going to say. Right, Lauren? All right,
Oh.
we got to get out of here.
Real quick, Brett, who's watching us on YouTube, said he enjoyed the show.
Thank you.
I
Brett.
hope Brett is enjoying the experience over on YouTube. And if anyone else would like to enjoy this experience over on YouTube, if everyone could please go subscribe to the channel over on YouTube. If you just search on Syndicated, it'll pop right up. Subscribe, like the most recent video. It helps us. And we would love that.
You are so good. And as an added bonus, I think Todd would love it if you went over to our Facebook page and liked What the Puck and Shep and Sean.
Yeah.
If you
we
could,
would love that.
all take a moment and just like it. It takes 2 seconds of your life, just like the damn thing. Because I don't understand the technical thing, but like
Todd actually just said in the private chat, thanks to everyone's support, we can stream on Shep and Sean's Facebook page again.
Oh, can we really? Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So now you got to
So
just go to What the Puck. Could you
go
do
to
that?
What the Puck.
Like there were like 740 people in here just a second ago. So like honestly, if you haven't liked it yet, just go to What the Puck, WUT, the Puck, and just like the dumb page.
And we appreciate all the support.
Thank you. Yeah, this is fun. We're having a lot of fun, and we can talk about the shit that we want to talk about. And
Yes.
they won't yell at us for being too geeky about college football. Nobody wants to hear that stuff. Yes, they do want to hear that stuff. Isn't it funny, Blake? No, see, now I was ready to say goodbye. Isn't it funny? No, I want you to put yourself in my position, okay? You understand this. You understand this. But to the people out there, okay? Isn't it funny when you have human beings that aren't sports fans trying to tell you how you should freaking do your show? Isn't that is fascinating to me? Isn't it amazing? It is amazing to me. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Go sell something. All right, there.
I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. Thank you very much.
All right. Well, I'm not talking about
Shout out
anybody.
Matt as well. Shout out Matt as well. Subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. Smash the like button. That is awesome.
Don't get fired, Sean.
Don't get Blake fired, Sean.
I was so lucky. I didn't get fired for, let me think, my first, 24 years in the business. Isn't that crazy?
It's a good run.
I got laid off and then brought back, and then our station was sold, but I didn't get fired for my first 24 years in the business. Isn't that crazy?
Sean, I got a message for you. Sorry.
Please swing by the PD's office after the broadcast. All right, I can do that. Mark Buffet, Hockey Royalty, said, What the Puck is awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciated that. All right, we got to get out of here. I'm going to go watch the rest of the hockey games. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. We will be on. This was all Blake's idea. Blake, you talk about it, okay?
Yeah,
No,
so
seriously.
instead
This
of
is a brilliant idea.
so hopefully it's a close game, obviously, so we get some drama. But instead of going live during the first period, go live during the third, and then we can see the result all together and talk about it, what's going on, especially if it's a close game, and have some fun, constructive conversation in the chat. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. We'll do that. Basically, after the second period, we'll convene during the second intermission, and then we can all do it as long as we want. Watch the third period
So it
together. I
won't
don't
be scheduled for everyone out there. You won't see it like pending, like join the chat early. We will be just hitting go live right as the game ends.
100%.
Or right as the second period ends, sorry.
Yep. All right. We got to get out of here. Todd, thank you. Blake, thank you. Most importantly, thank you guys. If you could go like the YouTube page and like
Subscribe to the YouTube page, but yeah, same thing.
Subscribe, like it. Like What the Puck? Did I get that part right at least?
Yeah, you did. I'm really proud of you.
Very proud of you. There's a jerky boy line there. All right. Until next time, I'm Sean for Blake. See you later. Bye.
Off the Air with Sean Baligian, featuring Sean Baligian and Blake Majchrzak. Produced by Todd Losey and Blake Majchrzak. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Play It Loud by Jam Studio. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the unsyndicated podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Off the Air with Sean Baligian on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.